Hi folks, Jeff Schwezo here. Creating an innovative culture doesn't just happen because you declare it. Engaging with and realizing the value of diverse ideas and perspectives doesn't just happen because you put people with diverse ideas and perspectives in a room together and tell them to solve problems. The environment where it'll form and ultimately flourish has to be built from the ground up, brick by brick. And that takes effort and persistence. But how do you build it? What are the key building blocks of those sorts of environments? Well, there are a few. So let's start with the foundation. When Google wanted to understand what created the ultimate team environment, they did something very Google-like. They undertook a multifaceted analysis of all of the available research on what created the highest performing teams and compared it to their own teams and their own experiences. They called it Project Aristotle. But what they found was very un-Google-like. The key to high performance lay far from the group of algorithm-driven, ultra-productive technological whiz kids that they might have expected. Instead, the key ingredients of the best teams lived in the hard-to-measure world of culture and group dynamics. And the foundation on which those sorts of teams are built is in what Harvard professor Amy Edmondson calls psychological safety. Dr. Edmondson, who has studied workplace behavior for 30 years, defines psychological safety as a sense of confidence that the team will not embarrass, reject, or punish someone for speaking up, and a team climate characterized by interpersonal trust and mutual respect where people are comfortable being themselves. In other words, an environment where people feel free to share different thinking and people feel safe being different. Now, the concept of psychological safety is nothing new. It's been one of the most studied aspects of workplace behavior over the last 3 or 4 decades. But Dr. Edmondson's work makes an important contribution to these studies because her research shows that psychological safety, when intentionally created, helps teams to not only perform better, but to learn from that performance so that they continue to get better. Edmondson explains that psychological safety is not the other end of the spectrum from accountability. You don't trade off a safe, inclusive working environment for one where people are accountable for their actions. Psychological safety and accountability, along with its close cousin motivation, are in fact 2 separate dimensions of team effectiveness. She argues that accountability and motivation are the accelerator that you want to push, and psychological safety is the brake that you want to release. And her research shows that the most effective teams operate at both high levels of accountability, motivation, and psychological safety, what she refers to as the learning zone. That environment where teams come up with the most creative and innovative solutions, as well as consistently deliver results. And this was the connection that helped things to fall in place for Google on Project Aristotle. And if I'm right, and we are entering the learning economy, it's precisely the sort of working environment you want to create in shaping and adapting your business for its best possible future. You want your people to feel safe asking questions and exploring long-held truths. This is the way things are done around here. Is it? Should it be? This is what our customers want. Are we sure? Have we asked them? Have we asked someone that knows them? Interestingly, it's also precisely the environment you want to create to allow an increasingly diverse workforce to flourish. to help people see past demographic abstraction and bias. You want your people to learn that others with different backgrounds or physical characteristics have a valuable contribution to make to your shared goal. That a differing perspective isn't a line in the sand saying that your perspective is wrong. It might just be the secret sauce that makes it better.